What's happening, guys? Serpent X here. Tired. Past couple nights trying to get the system up and working. I have. Now I'm just trying to fine tune and get it stably running for the family friend I built it for. Currently running W Prime for hardware bot to see how it compares. I had it at 4 gigahertz all cores with a CPU voltage of 1.40, but it crashed. So I'm gonna run W Prime on stock settings and then compare and try to see how it goes. But this is just more of a please bear with me because the following clips, I was tired, 3 o'clock in the morning, and just wasn't all there. So I'm just gonna be answering a couple questions from G.Skill memory to crypto mining. Just bear with me as I do so. Just a quick side note, trying the G.Skill 3200 megahertz memory for my main system. Two 8 gig sticks not working with the AMD 2400G. So only time I was able to post, I think I was running at not even 2000. So I'm gonna try to get it to post at least something above that and see if it will run it at all. Just to answer a dumb question, and if you're wondering why I'm talking so low, it's freaking 12:30. My wife is sleeping. It's been a long day trying to get the system working correctly. I have, but the dumb question that I've been asked is, can it mine? The answer is no. You're gonna be making 50 cents or less depending on the market. It ain't worth it. It isn't worth it. Whatever the proper terminology is for it. It can mine. CPU wise, not, you're gonna be using Kryptonite. Most of the algorithms, when benchmarked in Nice Hash, didn't work. Most of the algorithms when benchmarked in Awesome Miner didn't work. So it's just a whole bunch of fail. All of these failed. So this is not a mining CPU / GPU whatsoever. This is probably going to be the best bang for the buck to get a, maybe a good office computer, home office computer, or like in my case, I'm building it for a lawyer just so he has an updated system because he was running on an old LGA 775 E5700 when I confirmed it yesterday. So I'm going to finish up, do some more testing tomorrow, and wrap up this video. So I wanted to show you guys this as well. Gonna run Cinebench, but look at the V core. If you notice down here in hardware info, we hit 1.456. Mind you, that's like the maximum you want to hit with a Ryzen processor. Period. And then Ryzen Master is all over the place. And by the way, I noticed that the temperature in Ryzen Master and the temperature, and where's that? Right here. That's actually correct. So Ryzen Master is actually spot on or close to. So they improved that. But this is stock UEFI settings, and this V core is worrying me. This core voltage is worrying me. VID is looking good, but look at that, 1.475, and then V core hit 1.456. So something is like over volting since I started this, and I've been trying to figure out what exactly it is. So I'm gonna do some manual tuning in the BIOS or UEFI and go from there. I just wanted to let you guys see that real quick. Time to finalize this video, guys. Basically, I wanted to warn or just add to this situation with the average person or average consumer. when you get your, everything up and running, once you're done dealing with the fiasco of, trying to get the motherboard to post or the CPU to post and having to deal with everything, go ahead and grab yourself Ryzen Master, AMD Ryzen Master. You can download it from their website. It's really easy. If you can't figure it out, Google is your friend. Simply open it up, and you're going to notice right off the bat, and it's not doing it right now because I already modified it, but right off the bat, these are the default settings. The default settings are your CPU at 3.6 with XFR boosting up to 3.9, but the CPU voltage, that's worrisome. You don't want to go past 1.45. Just being at 1.45 can dramatically reduce the life expectancy of your CPU. So go ahead and just drop that down, but before you touch anything, go ahead and click on one of these profiles, profile 1 or 2. Don't modify anything and just click save. And then use one of the other profiles, whichever is the opposite of what you chose, and use that to modify. So you want to leave the stock. You can always click reset profile, but leave one stock, leave the other one modified, and just go ahead and drop down this voltage to 1.38 or 1.39, whichever you feel comfortable with. You want to stay around 1.38, but don't touch anything else because you want XFR to go up and down. Like right now, my CPU is locked at 4 gigahertz, but that's the way I want it. You may not want that. You may want it when you're doing light workloads to drop down or boost up depending on the demand of what you're doing or what workload you're in. So save the profile as the default and then modify the profile, like choose a different profile, then modify it, drop the voltage down and save, and then you're going to click apply. At least that way you'll be able to still get the full benefits without overheating your CPU. Matter of fact, just by doing that, if I go back to my current, just by doing that, even when I do a quick CPU Z bench, the hottest temperature was 65.9, whereas before was 70, like like low 70s, high 60s. So it dropped a few degrees just by itself, and that's on the stock cooler you get with, I can't even say, I can't say THs right, so get over it. Anyways, the Ryzen RAV Stealth, yeah, the cooler you get with it is not exactly the best. And just to wrap up, this launch started last Tuesday, I want to say, or this past Tuesday, and it's February 18th now, and I'm just now getting the system running well and all that good stuff. I'm getting ready to give it to the lawyer so he has a decent system that will last. And this system, once everything is working, even if you don't have a GPU, will probably last you 2 to 3 years. If you're a small home, small office setup, maybe a student, $400. Some people did it for $500, $600. But for what I got, the Kingston 2 gig sticks, speaking of which, the 2 gig sticks is rated at 2400, but I got it running at 2800 with the AMD version of XMP, so that's pretty neat. And they're Kingston HyperX 2x4 gig, 2400 megahertz on this ASRock board, which is the ASRock AB350, as you saw earlier in my last video. But coming over here to Newegg, the fiasco is your system won't boot, it won't post, it won't even see the CPU, so you won't get anything out of it, so you have to get another CPU. As I stated in my previous video, AMD now has a support thing that you can check out at Ars Technica, or check out my last video for the link, and you can get a CPU shipped to you, but then you have to ship it back once you get your system working and everything, which to me is counterproductive and silly, but that's their way of supporting it. On top of that, Newegg and other retailers are currently working their butts off to get some of these motherboards that aren't, recognizing or supporting the CPU updated to the latest BIOS. A lot of reviewers got the ITX from Gigabyte from AMD after things already have been applied. But when most tech tubers get something that's already been pre-packaged, they tend to challenge that. Like Gamers Nexus and a couple others They just basically, like Jay's 2 cents, he grabbed a different motherboard. He's like, I don't want to do it with an ITX build, I want to do it with something different. So from an average consumer who's not going to get a prepackaged deal, you get this motherboard, you plug it in, nothing happens. You think the motherboard's DOA, you think the CPU's bad. It's not. So you have to figure out what's going on. Either you borrow a CPU from a friend, family, or colleague, or you buy one like I did just to get past this part. It was only $100, so it's okay. But the average consumer may not have that $100 to do so. So Newegg started doing to where they put these little labels, which are hard to read, and I told Newegg about that. Not everybody's going to recognize this. Ryzen 2000 series ready, or Ryzen 2000 ready. So you can either look for those, or you can make sure that when you order your part, you reach out to customer support or technical support or whatever they may have, if they have it, and ask them to update the BIOS prior to sending it to you. That's extra work on your part, and you shouldn't have to do it, yes. But if you want to save yourself some hassle, some time and effort, then go ahead and let them know. Otherwise, AMD will ship you a CPU, you update or flash the firmware, and then you send it back. So overall, this system is great. It's going to run great for the lawyer that I'm building it for in the first place. I'm going to go ahead and do some stability testing, temperature testing, all that stuff. It's going to last him 2 or 3 years, and he's going to be able to upgrade to a new CPU later on down the road, like Ryzen Zen Plus or Zen 2 when it comes out. He can also get a GPU if he wants to, but for right now with the GPU market, because of RAM pricing and cryptocurrency, memories pricing's gone up, SSD, video cards, smartphones, all the pricing is going up because we have all this devices that require memory and not enough manufacturer or plants to create these memory modules. So hopefully changes will happen. AMD is trying to implement a fix. If this happened to you, you obviously seen so many videos on it by now. You know what you need to do or what you can do. This will be a great system to last you 2 to 3 years. And yeah, hopefully this helped you out. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And we'll see you guys around.